Southern California. Welcome to Ron Siegel's Real Talk on the Real Estate Radio Network. Real Talk is a show with no real boundaries as we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, and even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the most important hour of radio on AM 830, and thank you for joining me. Fun weekend in sports this weekend. We got to watch some of my favorite teams. My number one favorite team, USC, they had a bye this week, and I hope Coach Monty was watching Oregon because we've got a serious team coming up next week, so I hope SC's been doing that. Notre Dame gets routed by Navy, 35-17. That was kind of nice as a SC fan. I like to watch Notre Dame lose. And then UCLA. They had a bye last week, and I think nobody sent the rooster in. No one woke them up. They lost 60-13. 60-13. I love saying that. UCLA lost 60-13. We have a full house in the studio today. Please join me in welcoming my co-hosts from Greifendorff Law Offices. John Greifendorff. Good morning, John.
Ron, good morning.
Christine Wilton.
Good morning, Ron.
Glad you guys are here. And our featured guest today, he's back home here at Angel Stadium, Matt Luke from the Matt Luke home team. Good morning, Matt.
Good morning, Ron.
Glad to have you guys all with us. We're going to have some interesting conversation today, but I want to remind everybody the goals of the show: to build a housing market by teaching you the opportunities of this marketplace, to protect you, the big banks, the media, the salesmen. This is the place where you can get the information you need to make educated decisions. And third, to enhance your lifestyle. We'll let the rest of the media sell negativity. We're in here to have fun and celebrate life in the great SoCal. And I want to remind you that if you ever have any real estate questions, you're looking to buy, sell, refinance, save money, insure, any of those things with your real estate, reach out to me directly, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. We can direct you with your real estate needs with free advice. When you call that number, it comes to me first, not an assistant or a junior loan officer, direct to me. While I do have a great team when it comes to developing a financing plan and to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have real estate needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. And we have got a ton of topics today. I want to remind you, all of the topics that I discuss, or most of them that I discuss, we post on our Facebook page, so you can grab a copy of them. Go to facebook.com/Real Estate Radio with Ron. No spaces in there. Also, our newsletters that we're putting out, those are on the Facebook page. You can sign up for that, or you can just send me an email, ask@realestateradio.with.ron, and we'll get that off to you as well. As a regular listener, I'm sure that you're aware we go against the grain of the rest of the media to give you real-time, accurate market updates. The rest of the media tends to be inaccurate, outdated, and biased. We're here to get it right so you can make educated decisions about your real estate. And have I got a bone to pick today with Yahoo Finance? I can't believe it. I saw this article. I was in my office just doing some work. Thursday and Friday, the mortgage markets were extremely volatile. And I'm looking at Yahoo Finance, and I see a article that says the top 6 mortgage mistakes. And it just got under my skin. I look at it and I figure, okay, I've got to take a look at this. Being that I am a licensed mortgage loan originator, I have to look at this and see what Yahoo Finance says according to, I don't even know if I want to say this guy's name. I'm going to paraphrase here a little. Mark Ridiculous. I just can't believe that that Yahoo Finance would put this out. Blanket statements, the top 6 mistakes. Number 1. Adjustable rate mortgages is number 1 of the top 6 mistakes, according to Yahoo Finance. Now, Matt, I'm going to bring you in on this one, and we're going to talk a lot more a little bit later, but have you ever heard of an adjustable rate mortgage being good for somebody?
I chose one.
Okay. I like to do analysis. I'm a numbers geek. I'm a technology geek. So when somebody says that the number one mistake of the top 6 mortgage mistakes is an adjustable rate mortgage, I went to my old spreadsheets, and this is a total cost analysis. I do this for all of my clients. Now, this happens to be a buddy of mine named Pete, and he and I were speaking the other day, and he had just redone his mortgage at a 5.75% interest rate, and that was done. He did that about a year and a half ago, and it was a great rate, maybe 2 years ago. Now, so you'll know, I want to tell you this right now because this is an important thing. In the United States of America, since 1999, according to Freddie Mac's survey, we keep our mortgages in the United States 3.2 years. So who do you think is the big winner in a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage? The bank. That's why they're always pushing a 30-year. You can't even hear them talk about anything else but a 30-year fixed rate. And you know why? They make money on it. So on a $400,000 mortgage, I'm going to tell you these numbers, but remember, I am a licensed mortgage loan originator, so I'm going to tell you all the qualifications. You have to qualify for this. You have to have a job. You have to have some equity in your property. You know, all these good things. Look at the your truth in lending statement, so you always get all of the technicalities. But just using raw numbers, $400,000 loan amount, 5.75. Pete's paying $2,334.29 a month in his payment. If you were to refi into the big bank program, $400,000 loan, Friday's rates were about 4.5%. Again, check the truth in lending. His payment would be $2,026 and change. He'd save $307 by refinancing. Now, if you go to a 5-year adjustable, now what that means is it's a 30-year mortgage, but it's going to stay the same for the first 5 years, and then it's going to adjust. Again, using Friday's numbers, that could be done at 3.375 on that $400,000 loan. That would be a $1,768 payment, saving $565.91 over the current rates. That's great. If you're paying anything over a 5, call me or call your mortgage loan originator or some mortgage planner so they can share these numbers with you. You can call me at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Now, what a mortgage planner will tell you is if you're set on having that 4.5% rate and you want a 30-year mortgage, go and look at that 5-year adjustable at 3.375, and you're going to save about $260 over the 30-year rate. But let's say if we just take $250 of that savings, what's that going to do for you as far as long-term? Well, over 10 years, you're going to have saved $93,000. You'll have paid in principal on that, versus the 30-year fixed rate, you'll have only paid about $80,000. So that's $13,000 better with the adjustable. You're saving money every month, so why not do it? 5 years. Your total payments over 5 years, if you do that, as I suggested as a planner, save, putting the extra $250 in there, over 5 years. Again, remember, we only keep our mortgages 3.2 years in the United States of America since 1999, according to Freddie Mac. The principal paid on that 30-year fixed rate would have been $35,000. Using the same payment, the principal on that 5-year would have been $58,000. Look at how much money you're saving. You're saving about $24,000, $23,000 by planning. So let's go back to the number one mistake, according to Yahoo Finance and Mark Ridiculous, of the top 6 mortgage mistakes. Adjustable rate mortgages is the number one mistake. What do you think? I think we got that one wrong. So now number 2, no down payment. That's the number 2 mistake in the top 6. Well, do you know what the lowest case of foreclosure is of any loan product in the U.S.? Would it shock you to know that it's a 100% mortgage from the VA? And the foreclosure rates on that are 2.5% as compared to prime at 3.49, so it's another 50% higher, or subprime, which we all know has been a problem, 14.4. The number one, though, is that 100% VA mortgage. So now if we look at the delinquency on the VAs, 7.79% compared to 13.3% on FHA. FHAs are almost double the delinquency rate, yet you don't have to put any money down. So I guess we're going to look at number 2 and see how that's going on our scorecard. We got a perfect roll going here. So now number 3 on this list from our friends at Yahoo Finance. Liar loans. Well, of course a liar loan is bad. I mean, I've never heard of too many liar things that are good. Maybe, I don't know, I shouldn't even say anything, but I mean, that one kind of stands for itself. A liar loan just isn't good. I'm not going to even try and say. So they've got one right out of the first 3. Number 4, okay, we're gonna really have to go out on a limb on this one. Number 4 on the list, reverse mortgages is the number 4 worst thing according to Yahoo Finance. And I can't believe it, what they said here, high upfront costs and origination fees. Now, most of the guys that I know are not charging any upfront cost, and they're charging no origination fees on the reverse mortgages because there's such a huge secondary market for them right now. So that's another one. Let's see if we can find our friends there again. The borrower loses full ownership of their home. Nothing is more false. You don't lose any ownership of your home. There's no difference in ownership or change of title in a reverse mortgage than there is in any other mortgage. There's a lien against the property just like a forward mortgage. And I'm not going to talk about all the legalities. We've got the lawyers in here. They could talk more about legalities. But a reverse mortgage just takes away the payment. It's the ultimate in a negative amortization payment because the interest is being accumulated. That's why Wall Street loves the loan, because they think where Freddie Mac says it's a 3.2-year hold, Wall Street likes certainty. So, and I don't want to get too far into all these things. We're running out of time here. Number 5, longer amortization periods. I'm going to tell you that one real quick. The people that are buying the $1 million, $2 million, $3 million homes, guess what they're using? They're using a 40-year amortization on an interest-only payment. And the reason they're doing that is because they know where the money is. They know that, we have a guy in our office that's making $400,000 a month, and guess what loan he wants? A 40-year amortizing loan, interest-only, and they're at unbelievable rates right now. Again, if you have any questions, call me, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990 on those big loans. Now this is, and then exotic mortgages. I'm going to tell you, we already had a show with Chris George on the Home Ownership Accelerator that cuts a 30-year mortgage down to 17. I'm not even going to post this article. It is so bad that I don't even want to go there with it. And we're running out of time, so I'm going to tell you right now, don't believe the internet. Talk to professionals. Talk to great real estate agents. We can hook you up with Matt Luke. He's in the studio with us. Talk to professionals when it comes to debts. We can hook you up. You're listening to the Real Estate Radio Network with Ron Siegel, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, Matt, Christine, John, and I will be speaking about 11 reasons people can't sell their homes, 10 great places to retire in the U.S., tips to fix poor credit and earn a better score. Remember to reach me anytime. Call our off-air number, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or realestateradio.com. Connect with us on Facebook. Stay tuned to the Real Estate Radio Network. We'll be back in just a few.
This program is brought to you by the Real Estate Radio Network. Visit realestateradio.com for more info. That's realestateradio.com.
Have you been to car dealers only to be disappointed by their small inventory? That's not the case at Connell Nissan in Costa Mesa. The Connell family has been serving the community for well over 40 years. Connell Nissan in Costa Mesa wants to buy your car or truck. That's right. Go to ConnellNissan.com to receive your estimated value 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's CONNELL Nissan.com. Or better yet, take the 405 freeway, Harbor Boulevard exit, go south towards the beach about 1 mile to Connell Nissan in Costa Mesa.
Real Estate Radio is hosted by local real estate and finance expert Ron Siegel. The purpose of this show is to help consumers understand what's really going on in our local real estate market. We're teaching you the why and the how-to, so you'll always be one step ahead of everyone else. Whether you need to sell your home for top dollar, refinance and save money, or even buy a bargain in Southern California, Ron Siegel can help. Call Ron directly at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Take advantage of speaking with Ron anytime you're entering a real estate transaction. Having someone who can answer all of your questions that truly cares about you and your family's best interest is priceless. Call Ron Siegel today and you'll be glad you did. 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or you can visit realestatewithron.com for more info. Reverse mortgages are loans against the equity of a senior American's home. With a reverse mortgage, the homeowner can convert their home equity into cash. It also benefits homeowners in many other ways. With most types of the loans, the lender verifies your income and uses that figure to determine the amount you'll be able to pay. You don't have to satisfy the monthly repayments with a reverse mortgage. Homeowners over the age of 62 years may apply for a reverse mortgage, even without any income. For more information about reverse mortgages, just call our off-air number at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit realestatewithron.com and click the free workshop button.
Are you using retirement money to pay bills? If you are, you're burning your future. You can eliminate debt and save your retirement through bankruptcy. I'm John Greifendorff, founder of Greifendorff Law Offices. We can help you. Call us today, 1-800-861-0786. That's 1-800-861-0786. Or find us on the web at Banco Law. That's BANCOlaw.com. We are a debt relief agency helping people file under the bankruptcy code.
Have you asked your employer what kind of home mortgage benefits your company offers? Cal Home Benefits has a complete range of home and mortgage benefits, which can save you $5,000 to $10,000 on your living expenses, and the benefit program is completely free to California businesses and groups. If your company or group is not offering home and mortgage benefits, please visit calhomebenefits.com or call 1-800-998-1990. That's 1-800-998-1990. It's free to the organization and can save you thousands. You're listening to Real Estate Radio with local expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Hello. Welcome back to Real Talk with Ron Siegel on the Real Estate Radio Network. On today's expert panel, co-hosts from Greifendorff Law Offices, John Greifendorff and Christine Wilton. Welcome.
Welcome and thank you.
Thank you.
And our featured guest, Matt Luke from the Matt Luke Home Team. Welcome, Matt.
Thank you, Ron.
Thanks for joining me, guys. As you're aware, Real Talk is not only designed to educate, but to entertain Southern California. And this segment is being brought to you by MyRateTrack.com. If you want to personalize mortgage checkup at any time, just go to MyRateTrack.com, enter your specific information, and the system will immediately generate an 8-page mortgage checkup. It's totally free when you enter my name, Ron, R-O-N, as the promo code. And we're not going to hold John accountable, though, about his Washington team beating my Trojans. But John is a graduate from the University of Washington way back when. We're not going to say how old, John, but a seasoned professional we use.
Thank you.
Co-founder and principal attorney at Greifendorff Law Offices, protecting consumers' rights through the bankruptcy process. And the other co-founder, Christine Wilton, obviously the beauty part of this team. Ms. Wilton is dedicated to protecting consumer rights through bankruptcy as well and by helping to manage and eliminate debt concerns. Welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
You know, I listen to talk radio a lot, and I really want to clear up a misconception for our listeners. We hear a lot about if you've got $10,000 or more in debt, call us and we can help you reduce it by the attorney driven or something like that. Credit repairs or credit
or
something.
Cut it by 50%.
Yeah, cut it by, and then I did some research in preparation for you guys coming in here, and I see that fails 98% of the time. You guys have a better solution, right?
Well, those are the debt settlement companies.
Okay.
Not only do they take a fee in order to assist you with settling your debts, on top of that, after the debts are settled, then there's the 1099 tax forms issued to the IRS. So they have to pay income tax on that canceled debt once it's canceled.
That I can only say one thing.
And that's the bankruptcy alternative that people all want to know.
And 98% failure.
Right.
And they're going to take their money up front, so they get paid. The credit card companies don't, and we get the bill.
Correct.
Okay.
And then they come see us anyway.
And then they come see you anyway.
Right.
Okay, so why don't we skip from step one? Let's skip step one and go to step two. The Constitution has a different alternative, right? U.S. Constitution. We don't have to go based on anything but the U.S. Constitution, right, John?
Essentially, that's true. The Constitution gives Congress the power to make laws about bankruptcy. It doesn't compel them to do so, and at one time there were no bankruptcy laws in the United States.
Now, the biggest thing that I hear people talk about with bankruptcy, now someone's in debt, they've got a ton of debt, they're not sleeping, their family life is stressed.
Well, they just sound middle-aged.
And they look and they're listening to these commercials about somebody going to charge them like 20% to do nothing. So the alternative is something that they're going to say, okay, bankruptcy. Now, we were just talking about this before we came on air. It's got a stigma. What's that? I mean, people think it's horrible, but...
Well, it's the last stop before financial freedom from their debt. A lot of people will say that's the last resort.
The last stop before financial freedom, and that's bad?
Right, exactly. Like, they're trying to do everything they can to avoid filing bankruptcy when there are appropriate situations where they should do that first. Because they don't have to cash the retirement accounts. They don't have to hire the debt settlement companies before they come see us. They can come see us and they can keep their stuff and lose the debts.
That, something that seems to me that, I mean, I know that bankruptcy is not pleasant, and we're not saying that being in debt isn't. Trying to look up a mountain here is not going to be pleasant either. But I think there's a reason that the Congress put in this clause, it's a fresh start.
It's exactly that, Ron. Bankruptcy should be thought of as a tool, and it's part of a whole solution to debt, and it's not a be-all and an end-all in itself. But it's very useful, and properly handled, it can put you in a back-end charge and back on a sound financial path.
Now, when we talk about the debt consolidation and these credit card things, I always hear they're talking like 3, 4, 5-year programs. When we talk about Chapter 7 bankruptcy, is that a 3 or a 4 or 5-year program?
No, it's not. It's an immediate program. It stops the debts immediately upon filing with the automatic stay, which is what we would call a temporary injunction. And that comes into play immediately after the case is filed. They don't pay any money toward their debts at all. And it depends on how long it takes the clerks to issue the discharge, which is a permanent injunction against the collection. Yes.
So that's kind of like what GM did, what Donald Trump has done. I believe Henry Ford was another one. Mm-hmm. These are people that we wouldn't look at in our society as being bad people, right?
Exactly.
So they made a business decision. John, you and I talked about this once before. It's a business decision.
Oh, it absolutely is. And you really have to put your family first and say, how am I going to get things back under control? How am I going to get stabilized here so I can go forward without sitting up all night wondering how I'm going to pay bills that, in fact, you'll probably never repay.
That's just amazing. I mean, because you think of it, the word bankruptcy, and it does, I must admit, it does have a negative connotation. I've never heard of somebody say, boy, I'm going to go out and file bankruptcy today.
Oh, come into my office, you will.
But you know something, if you can get some family life back, and I am a big proponent of family.
Well, we take a lot of pressure off the family. People come to us in one of the worst situations of their lives. They're embarrassed, they're humiliated, and when they walk out of our offices, they thank us. Thank you for taking the pressure off. I feel so much better having talked to you. They have a clear strategy. We have a goal in mind. We as the attorney know exactly what we're doing for that client, whether they're saving their home or they're walking away from all of their debts. That's what we do for them. We give them the peace of mind that they get to take home and go home and have a good night's sleep finally.
That's awesome. And now that you bring it right back, Christine, to what we need to talk about here, because this is a real estate show, or it's supposed to be a real estate show. So you can actually save your home through bankruptcy?
Bankruptcy is a very powerful home-saving device. Under Chapter 13, we immediately stop a foreclosure, again with that automatic stay, which is that temporary injunction, stops the foreclosure process dead in its tracks. It allows us to have full control over the case through the entire process. If there's a second mortgage, we can eliminate that. We call it stripping the lien from the mortgage.
This is a family show. No talking about stripping, Christine.
We remove the lien from the property, Ron. Lien avoidance. We can coin another term if you like.
Okay.
And it allows us to work with the first mortgage. There's a lot of things that we can do with regards to these mortgages, depending upon the circumstances. Again, it's a very individual. I know we were talking about that before too. These solutions are customized specifically for the client, depending upon what their circumstances are.
Well, something it seems to me you hear frequently, and I read a lot of statistics and things, and you hear that people having like $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in credit card debt, if they make the minimum payment, I think it's going to probably take about 230 some years to pay that off. But even just making the minimum payment is probably like $500, $600 a month. If you have $50,000, 3% of that's what, $1,500 just in interest payments, because you're probably paying 30% interest, which means your balance is doubling almost every 2 years. So at $1,500, Matt, I'm going to ask you this simple, quick question. Can you get a payment on a house for $1,500 a month?
It's difficult to do that in California, but I've seen a few of them done.
Yeah, $1,500 a month. You can take, and if you're already making $1,000, add $1,500, you got a $2,500 payment. That was that $400,000 house we talked about in the opening segment. Inland Empire, there's tons of houses in the Inland Empire now at $200,000. There's condos. Look at what that does for somebody's life. Now, you go back to the other side of it on that foreclosure side. If you've stripped out that $1,500 from paying credit card companies that you're not going to pay off for the next 230 years, maybe if you can start adding that to your mortgage, maybe you can afford your mortgage payment and keep your house and not have the stress.
Save your American dream.
Save the dream. Just amazing the power of bankruptcy, and it's not this 4 or 5 year process. And that's why I'm thrilled that you guys came in here and you're sharing this message with people. It's just amazing. I want people to understand that we're here to bring good news. I know we hear the news about all these negative things. Bankruptcy is a tough process. But it is a helpful tool to give people that fresh start, and it's a serious decision. Talk to the experts. Don't go try and go to 1-800 I'm a lawyer. It doesn't work that way. You need to talk to an expert. There's a lot of things that are tricky in here. Call us at 800-306-1990 and we'll put you in touch with John and Christine. You're listening to The Real Talk with Ron Siegel, discussing real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, Matt, Christine, John, and I will be speaking about 11 reasons you can't sell their house. Fixing poor credit, which we just did a little bit of that. Believe it or not, your credit will increase with bankruptcy. We're going to even try to get a few emails we've been receiving from the Real Estate Radio with Ron.com. Remember, for questions or comments about anything we have discussed today or any questions you might have, you can reach me at any time. Call our off-air number, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or realestateradio.com. Stay tuned to the Real Estate Radio Network. We'll be back in just a few.
Our house in the middle of our streets. Our house in the middle of our house in the middle of our streets. Someone tells you that you've got to in the middle of our...
This program is brought to you by the Real Estate Radio Network. Visit realestateradio.com for more info. That's realestateradio.com.
Ron Siegel here from Real Estate Radio with attorneys Christine Wilton and John Greifendorff. John, when should people file for bankruptcy?
Ron, people should file for bankruptcy before they spend their money to pay bills they may never pay off. Money is not personal, it's business. Your family's money is your business, and your job is to preserve it. That's your commitment. Bankruptcy is a powerful tool that allows people to eliminate their debts, regain control, and get a fresh start. That's why our founding fathers included bankruptcy in the Constitution.
Christine, why should we use bankruptcy instead of debt settlement or other services to stop the nagging phone calls?
We stop the phone calls immediately. It works for everyone, every time, where debt settlement fails over 90% of the time. Through bankruptcy, we get your family the fresh start you deserve and the Constitution grants.
To get the fresh start your family deserves, call Christine or John at 800-861-0786. That's 800-861-0786, or on the web at bancolaw.com. That's BANCO law.com. Determining the truth about reverse mortgages is not easy. You need to be educated on the program so that you can make the best decision for your personal situation. Basically, if you get a reverse mortgage, you'll be getting a loan that will allow you to have a monthly income coming in, or a large lump sum at once, or a credit line. You can get any combination of these things as well. If you have an existing loan, it will be paid off so you will not have a house payment. The monthly income you receive from the reverse mortgage is guaranteed, and you will receive it as long as you remain living in the home. Regardless of the length of your life, your debt can never be more than the worth of your home. For more information about reverse mortgages, just call our off-air number at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990, or visit realestateradio.com and click the free workshop button.
Have you been to car dealers only to be disappointed by their small inventory? That's not the case at Connell Nissan in Costa Mesa. The Connell family has been serving the community for well over 40 years. Connell Nissan in Costa Mesa wants to buy your car or truck. That's right. Go to ConnellNissan.com to receive your estimated value 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. That's CONNELL Nissan.com. Or better yet, take the 405 freeway, Harbor Boulevard exit, go south towards the beach about 1 mile to Connell Nissan in Costa Mesa.
Hi, we're here with Ron Siegel, the host of Real Estate Radio. Ron, welcome to the studio. Give us insight as to what your show is all about.
Hi, Eric. Thanks for having me. Thanks for asking me that question. The reason we developed Real Estate Radio is right now there is an abundance of misinformation out there. So Real Estate Radio is a show designed to give Southern California a focal point for their real estate knowledge, as well as a place to go just in case they might need anything real estate related.
So how are you helping people?
That's actually pretty simple. People need advice. So it really doesn't matter who you are. If you have any real estate questions, we're here to help. Whether you're buying a home, selling, you're experiencing a loan modification, short sale, foreclosure, there are a lot of things going on in this marketplace.
How can people get a hold of you?
Real easy. All you have to do is call. The number is 1-800-306-1990. Press option 1.
Interesting times in the market right now. Where do you think the markets are going from here?
That's a great question. All I can say is this. The housing market came down one house at a time, and what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to build it one house, one family at a time. So the best thing that anyone can do is access the free advice that we really want to give you. And to do that, you simply need to call me. The number is 1-800-306-1990. Option 1. I'd really love to help.
You're listening to Real Estate Radio with local expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Welcome back to Real Talk with Ron Siegel. I, of course, am Ron Siegel, and we are discussing the current financial markets. Co-hosts today on our expert panel from the Greifendorff Law Offices, John Greifendorff and Christine Wilton. Welcome.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And our featured guest this morning, Matt Luke from the Matt Luke Home Team.
Thank you, Ron.
Glad you're here.
Great to be here.
We thought we found that one just for you, Matt. Remember, for any questions, please call me anytime, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. So you're probably feeling right at home here, huh, Matt? Baseball player, Angels, Dodgers. I guess being that you were with the Yankees, I can't use my slur name of the Crankies. Playing for 11 years in baseball, CIF championship here at El Dorado High School in Placentia, 2-time collegiate All-American at University of California, Berkeley. Did you get some baseball up there, Giant time? You probably had Giants in the World Series now?
Exciting time for baseball, for sure. It's great to be back here in Angel Stadium as well.
Yeah, you know something, I'm sure, you know who I bet is the happiest person right now in the world about baseball right now is probably Jerry Jones. Now, with the Rangers being in the World Series, I get that takes a lot of pressure off those Cowboys.
Yeah, they're going through a little turmoil right now, but the Rangers are a good story. The Giants are a good story. I'm excited. It's good for baseball right now.
I think it's awesome because I love the idea that you can't just go out and buy a winner. It's about the whole organization. You got to have the scouting, you've got to have the team, everybody's got to be on the same page. I love it when it's a teamwork. And, I had the privilege of meeting some of your team the other day when we got together. Just looking at your bio here, it's amazing looking at, building from the local area, putting together a team here locally. I don't understand. I know you and I talked a little bit about this fundraiser for El Dorado High School baseball that they wouldn't let them do this weekend. So, any of our listeners, if you're a El Dorado High School baseball fan, call Matt or call me and I'll put you in touch with Matt so you can make some donations. The baseball team is always looking, all the teams around, they're great for kids. I made a comment to Matt ahead of time that my team as mortgage lenders, we would make a donation for every loan that got started in the next week, and they mentioned El Dorado High School. Call and help out these local teams. If you want to help out El Dorado High School, we don't need a permit to help them. So, Matt, I'm sure that you can get the donations to the right place, I would assume?
Absolutely.
So please help your local teams. But let's get back to some real estate, and let's talk a little bit. I know you told me you got started locally here in Placentia. Tell us a little about your real estate start.
My real estate business was a great platform coming from baseball. Baseball gave me some nice exposure. I grew up in and around Placentia, went to high school there, had a great presence in the community, knew a lot of people, and it was a natural location for me to start my next profession after professional baseball. So I learned a lot. I jumped into real estate in 2002 when the market was on the upswing, and
good idea.
Yeah, good timing, absolutely. And people ask me for a lot of years, do you miss baseball? And sure, there were some things I missed, but I really felt like it was good timing that this transition was taking place, and I got to learn a lot very quickly through just a lot of transactions that were happening in the real estate market at that time.
And I like the idea that with all the things you've done, many people hold professional athletes on this major pedestal. And the fact that you came back home, worked back in the area where you grew up, played baseball locally, being that you played baseball in Placentia, I'm assuming you probably played Little League in and around that area.
Correct.
And then brought that right back to the community, brought what you developed as far as your persona back to the community, working there in the Alta Vista area of Placentia, developed some relationships and helping out the folks there.
Real estate's been just a passion for me. I've learned so much in the 8+ years I've been in this business, and a big component of it is involvement in community. And I did play Brea Little League growing up in a nearby community there, and am now an active coach in Yorba Linda Little League. So North Orange County is dear to my heart, and the people of North Orange County I care about. And when I'm in front of different sellers and buyers, looking them in the eyes, I have a genuine concern and care for our community, and want to let people know that if they're in and around looking for real estate advice, looking for a new home in that area, I do have knowledge. I take pride in that knowledge, and I'll do my best to assist them.
Well, that's a beauty thing, and I talk about it here on the network all the time, that there's no I don't know the right word. There's no way you can get around experience. When you and I were talking, earlier in the week, we were talking about the fact that when there's properties coming on the market before they come on the market. So that's a nice thing to be able to help people with knowing the community. You're out there walking the community, but you've taken that even one step further, helping a lot of homeowners that are going through foreclosure as well.
Right. The interesting part about this market is there's a lot of different ways to sell a home, and people are in difficult situations. I'm sitting with families regularly, helping them try to assist in making the best financial decision for their family, which includes the sale of their home, with short sales, with foreclosures, with the equity sales. There's different options right now. It's important that homeowners are instructed to really understand what each option means for them.
And I think when and you get an expert in an area, that's going to help the whole neighborhood. When you're talking about somebody, whether they have the ability of going through a foreclosure, or versus a short sale, now that's going to affect everybody in the whole neighborhood. That just doesn't affect the person that's experiencing. That's a tough thing on them. But the whole neighborhood is going to experience valuation issues. So your knowledge there can really help, people get the right values, I think. Would I be right in saying that?
Absolutely. There's statistics out, short sales versus foreclosures, the benefits that pertain to both. There's a lot of benefits to short sale. There's a lot of effort that's shown on the behalf of a borrower there to try to reconcile a tough situation. And there's some, along with credit implications that can really be helped if they do make some certain choices. So they are going to affect values, and those values are important to neighborhoods. They're important to the neighborhoods that I care about, that I have friends and family that live in. And a big part of that is also working with the appraisers to educate them, because in this market with appraisers, weird things are happening.
Boy, don't I know that one with HVCC and all that stuff. A lot of our friends that we're doing appraisals are having a lot of problems right now. And that's kind of one of the articles, another article from Yahoo Finance, and this one does have some good points in it, the 11 reasons people can't sell their home. Number one, I would say, is probably most accurate statement I've seen on an article: pick the best broker. Not just the one that's out there that you see a bunch of signs for, because you don't know if they're doing anything or just putting signs up. Get some referrals. Talk to them. Interview brokers. Call us at the network, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. We'll put you in touch with great brokers all over the Southland. But that's a key point, is find someone that knows the neighborhood. Now, I know that, Matt, you're doing things now even beyond just Placentia because of your knowledge and experience over these years. You've gone out and you're working with some of the lenders as well now, helping them out, aren't you?
I am. I think diversification in a real estate business is very important. It's something that I focused on long before this current market that we're in. So I have some bank relationships in place. I have, I'm really a proponent of education. Some of these seminars that are teaching me about the realities of short sale, the realities of foreclosure. And I feel like I've been put in a good spot because I'm the one oftentimes that's knocking on a person's door, not really the bearer of good news. And I feel like, I have a heart for people. I'm passionate about what I do, and I care about their situation. I have a family, other people have families, and these are real life situations. So there's a lot of different opportunities in this market, but I think that the foreclosures is going to be, very, very rampant here for several years.
The important thing that I want to focus on with what you just said is you're knocking on the door as a bearer of bad news. But I really like the idea when you and I got together was just as much as your focus on bringing that bad news, you were focused on bringing some people solutions and what their next steps are and helping them. When they get that bad news, that's not the end of the world. They feel like it is, but you're bringing some good solutions to that, and I love that idea. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that aspect when we come back. You're listening to Real Talk with Ron Siegel, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. When we come back, Matt, Christine, John, and I will be speaking about 10 great places to retire in the U.S., tips to fix poor credit and earn a better score, the American dream, real or not. And we may even get to some emails. Remember to reach me at any time or any of our guests. Call our off-air number, 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or realestateradio.com. You can connect with us on Facebook as well. Facebook.com/Real Estate Radio with Ron. Stay tuned to the Real Estate Radio Network. We'll be back in just a few.
This program is brought to you by the Real Estate Radio Network. Visit realestateradio.com for more info. That's realestateradio.com.
Reverse mortgages are loans against the equity of a senior American's home. With a reverse mortgage, the homeowner can convert their home equity into cash. It also benefits homeowners in many other ways. With most types of loans, the lender verifies your income and uses that income to determine the amount you'll be able to pay. You don't have to satisfy the monthly repayments with a reverse mortgage. Homeowners over the age of 62 years may apply for a reverse mortgage even without any income. For more information about reverse mortgages, just call our off-air number at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990, or visit realestateradio.com and click the free workshop button.
Real Estate Radio is hosted by local real estate and finance expert Ron Siegel. The purpose of this show is to help consumers understand what's really going on in our local real estate market. We're teaching you the why and the how-to, so you'll always be one step ahead of everyone else. Whether you need to sell your home for top dollar, refinance and save money, or even buy a bargain in Southern California, Ron Siegel can help. Call Ron directly at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Take advantage of speaking with Ron anytime you're entering a real estate transaction. Having someone who can answer all of your questions that truly cares about you and your family's best interest is priceless. Call Ron Siegel today and you'll be glad you did. 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or you can visit realestatewithron.com for more info.
This is Mark Renaro, GM of Connell Nissan Costa Mesa, with some great news. We've just reduced the price of our new and pre-owned inventory. The reduced price is clearly posted on the vehicle and our website, ConnellNissan.com. Get the very best value on your next purchase without the car guy haggle. This includes those hard-to-find Altimas, Maximas, Murano, Rogue, and even the GTR. We're conveniently located just 1 mile south of the 405 on Harbor Boulevard. Visit us at ConnellNissan.com. Connell Nissan, family-owned, 46 years, is the #1 GTR dealer in the USA.
Are you a homeowner facing foreclosure? Do you need a plan to save your home? My name is Christine Wilton. I'm co-founder of the Greifendorff Law Offices. Bankruptcy has a plan that puts you in control. Call us today at 1-800-861-0786. That's 1-800-861-0786. Or on the web at bancolaw.com. That's BANCO law.com. We're a debt relief agency helping people file under the bankruptcy code.
Listening to Real Estate Radio with local expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to the Real Talk with Ron Siegel. On today's guest panel, co-hosts from the Greifendorff Law Offices, John Greifendorff and Christine Wilton, and our featured guest.
Let's go! Batter up! We're taking the afternoon off. It's a beautiful day for a ball game.
Matt Luke from the Matt Luke Home Team. Thank you for joining me, everybody.
Hi, Ron.
Hi, Ron.
Whoa, I don't know what that one was. That didn't sound very good.
Call to the bullpen.
Call to Remember, for any questions, please call me anytime at 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 or realestatewithron.com. Now, we were having some interesting conversations during the break here, and Christine was sharing with us an idea or a solution here with short sales. You guys...
An idea.
A concept or a plan? I guess a plan.
It's a plan.
Okay.
It's just one of many.
Tell us a little bit about how you can help with short sales.
Well, what I was expressing to Matt was that if the mortgage is the consumer's only debt concern, bankruptcy might not be right for them. Now, that's a bankruptcy lawyer saying bankruptcy might not be right for you. And the possibility of, doing a short sale, eliminating the debt, walk away from the house. What is happening right now is the federal government and the state government are waiving tax liability where mortgage debt is involved. So when you cancel the debt and it's concerning a mortgage, right now both the federal and the state government are waiving that. From what I understand, it's in 2012. And so you have to consult with the IRS and the Franchise Tax Board, your tax advisor, just to be sure.
Interesting. Okay, so there is we have got other options. So
a short sale may be right for certain homeowners.
So then I guess the bottom line there would be a teamwork between you and Matt.
There would be teamwork, and there's also again, we were talking earlier about the customization. It's not a cookie-cutter program. Not everyone fits into the same solution. So that's why we want to consult with the professionals, Matt, our firm, yourself, and look for the solution that's right for them individually.
I think that's an important part, and that's what we're really trying to do throughout the Real Estate Radio Network, and I'm really thrilled to say, I mean, we started off with the Real Estate Radio Network, started with a single show in San Diego. I was privileged to be asked to host the show here at AM 830. We're now in 40 markets around the country trying to share this message with people. Let's talk to the folks. Let's see how we can help build the housing market back just like it went down. It went down one house at a time. And we're only going to build it back one house, one family at a time. And that's what's really the important part of the whole process. Now, Christine, you may be able to speak to this. I don't know, John, you might know this answer also. I mean, I've had a couple of people tell me that credit scores actually will increase in bankruptcy.
I know it sounds counterintuitive, but in fact, with rare exception, all my clients see their scores go up within a year of closing their case. And the reason, I think, to me, is very obvious. They have a zero debt ratio because they're out of debt.
So that's a whole different, we kind of think, okay, we've got all this negative stuff with the bankruptcy, but, there is some positive things. Not only are you getting your mental health back, you're getting your financial health back, credit score back. Now, I'm not proposing go out and, rack up all the credit card bills again.
We would prefer you not to.
Exactly. This is called a fresh start. So, then you can go talk to Matt. Now, Matt also, so you'll know, Matt was sharing with me that you do some property management as well.
We do. We specialize in residential property management, and something that I think for about 5 years now, we tried to listen to a need of homeowners who either didn't want to manage a property, process applications, work with tenants, deal with repair issues, etc., or people that were perhaps moving out of state that needed someone to watchdog their home and report to them regularly that their home was being well taken care of. So we've grown a portion of our business in the property management field, and it's been it's been great. It's been educational, and for the most part, they say, I guess, the 90-10 rule applies. And the 9 out of 10 tenants are great, and there's always one that seems to, take up most of your time. But, you're dealing with people, and when you interview people, when you interview tenants, when you sit and really analyze someone's financial, moral barometer, we try to pride ourselves on doing a good job of trying to get the right people in the homes for these clients.
So you actually can be dealing with both sides of that. Those folks that were facing foreclosure, in the right instance, you can actually go and help them find a new place. Maybe one of your properties are available, and you've got the investors who are looking for somebody to do it. Again, I'm gonna throw this in for you. They've got to be credit worthy. They've got to have all these credentials. But I'm assuming that's kind of solving the people's problem?
It's really, it's all interconnected. We're knocking on doors where people are being forced out of homes, and I'm helping some of those same people find lease opportunities and explore what opportunities are out there for them right now. So whether it be a short sale, which we're also helping people once we close that transaction, try to find comparable type property that they can get into an affordable payment and not really compromise too much of their lifestyle or what they're used to living in a home.
Amazing. Well, I've got this one more Yahoo Finance article. We've only got a real short time, so I'm going to pose this question to all three of our experts. The American dream, real or not? John?
Two things about that. First, the American dream isn't necessarily owning a house. It's being free to run your own country and have sovereignty and the power of the people and not the government. The second American dream, it depends on what you're dreaming about.
Okay. Matt?
I think the American dream is something that we've gotten away from for the last several years, and we've focused on some of the more keeping up with the Joneses, if you will, in regards to home ownership. And now I think we're all being brought back to some of the roots of what home ownership, what the American dream really is, and it's definitely a part of it.
Absolutely. Christine, quickly?
I think the American dream is in a hangover from debt right now, so it's a matter of redefining what that means to each and every one of us.
Absolutely. That was a great show today. Thank you to our featured guests, Matt Luke of the Matt Luke Home Team. Also, thank you to attorneys John Greifendorff and Christine Wilton.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, thank you to all of our sponsors, and of course, a special thanks to our 7 listeners for spending a little bit of your morning with us. That's all for Ron Siegel's Real Talk on the Real Estate Radio Network. Again, if you have any questions or want to speak to any of our guests, call me anytime. 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Or realestateradio.ron.com. Stay tuned for the Men's Dugout with Tara Grace. I don't know if you heard her last week with Rudy. She probably has another great guest today, so stay tuned. Have a great week, SoCal. We'll talk to you next Sunday right here on AM 830.
Then she sends the kids to school, sees them off where the smoke is. She's the one they're going to miss in lots of ways.